So to complete this project, you need very few things. You need a piece of scrap leather. When selecting leather, you will want to avoid suede because there's not enough clamping pressure created because it already lost the leather grain, the outside. You'll want to avoid vegetable tan leather because leathers like these will tend to stretch a lot over time and it will lose its grip. And you also want to avoid thin leather, again, because they lose grip. You'll want to avoid any leather that's being waterproofed. The chemicals in there could cause rusting of the chisels. You literally want the cheap chrome tan stuff that's about 1/8 of an inch thick. I find this stuff work the best because they stay on fairly tight and they stretch a little bit, but not too much. Scissors, a stitching awl, some thread, a little bit of wax, probably not necessary, and a stitching awl. So to start, I'm going to place the chisel on the piece of leather about 1/4 inch from one of the edges, and then I'm going to mark out about 3/8 of an inch on one side. And I'm just going to eyeball it that it's parallel with this edge. And then I'm going to estimate the size by placing the chisel like this, folding it over. So just cut this piece off. I have the beginning of a chisel cover. I'm going to fold this over and just put a piece of tape right around the top to keep it nice and closed. If you want, you can kind of hammer the tip, but that's not really necessary. And now I'm going to go ahead and poke holes starting from about a little bit from the top. Every 1/4 inch or so. So I poked 1 to 5 holes here, or 6 holes. So I'm going to take the stitching awl, punch it through the first hole, loop it in the thread, and just pull it back. Get it started. And now I'm ready to stitch this. And I'm going to take my stitching awl, reach through, and loop these in. Same thing on this side. And I'm just going to tie these off, trim them, and you can tuck these strings inside if you like. I don't really think it matters. I'm going to go ahead and place this chisel inside now. And it looks like this is going to be a fairly tight fit. I don't have to trim or adjust it. It's just the right size. Okay, because we need to take into account that this chisel is thicker here and thinner here. So, I think if I poke a hole about the same distance from the edge as here, about 1/8 of an inch, one more roll here, I should be able to fit that chisel inside. Okay, I'm just going to sew that back up. If you add a little wax to this, to your awl as you poke the holes, this next step becomes a little bit easier, but really it's not necessary, since most of the leather sewing threads like these are going to be waxed anyways. Okay, let's give this a try. Be careful when you're fitting so that nothing slips. Whoops, like that. Try this again. Let's chisel is sharp, so. Okay, and there you go. One chisel cover. I think that if you want to pretty it up a bit, you can trim these corners to a bevel. And that's about all there is to it.